Bugatti, 1909. In order to produce high-performance cars, Bugatti, étiré by France at Mulhouse was established in the city. 2. It produced some of the world's most prestigious and fast cars until the start of World War II. The financial problems that started with the start of the war and after the death of étiré Bugatti's son went bankrupt and the aircraft part factory was also sold. In 1998, the Volkswagen Group bought its name rights and started production again under the Bugatti brand. Bugatti Veyron, the first model produced by the company under the control of VW. It can reach a top speed of 407 km per hour and has 1001 horsepower, 1250 Nm torque. It is one of the most expensive cars in mass production with a price of €4 million. Historically, the best-known car ever sold is the 1926 Bugatti Royale, of which only 6 were produced. It was sold for $15 million in Japan. Étiré Bugatti. Étiré Bugatti, who gave the company its name, was born in Milan, Italy. He founded his company in 1909, in Molsheim, near Alsace, Germany, until France came under control in 1919. The company is known for the artisticness of the designs, as well as the importance it places on engineering details in its cars. Considering his parents' jewelry and furniture designers, his brother's sculptor and other relatives, and other art branches, the artistry in Étiré Bugatti's car designs is not surprising. The company has also achieved significant success in Grand Prix races, including first place in the first competition of the famous Monaco Grand Prix. Design. As mentioned earlier, Bugatti's cars were as much art pieces as they were engineering products. When assembling the motor blocks by joining by hand, flat surfaces were obtained with a sensitive amount that would not require the use of gaskets. The visible surfaces in the engine compartment were decorated with fine touches and security wires in almost all nuts were processed like lace. Instead of attaching the suspension springs with the nut to the axle, as other manufacturers do, Bugatti's axles were mounted in a much more leaner manner, requiring fewer parts in their highly precise slot opened on the axle. Étiré Bugatti, notorious rival Bentley, had defined their vehicles as the fastest trucks in the world because they were designed as durability first. According to Bugatti, the biggest enemy was the weight. Company and Étiré Bugatti also designed a motorized railroad vehicle called Autorail and an airplane that did not have a successful flight named Bugatti 100P. After his son, Jean Bugatti, died at the age of 30 when testing a Type 57-based race model near the Molsheim factory, the firm's luck began to go unlucky. World War II had seriously damaged the Molstein factory, and later Bugatti lost its property. During the war, Bugatti had planned a new factory and a series of vehicles in Levallois, Paris. But Étiré Bugatti passed away on August 21, 1947. In the mid-50s, the firm attempted to return with the mid-engine Type 251 racing car under the direction of Étiré's second son, Roland Bugatti. Designed by the famous Gioacchino Colombo, working with Alfa Romeo, Ferrari and Maserati, the company's efforts to produce cars ended when it failed to meet expectations. In the 60s, American designer Virgil Exner, who previously worked with GM, Studebaker and Chrysler, designed a Bugatti for a project called Reawakening Tools. An example of this vehicle for demonstration purposes was produced by Ghia using the last Bugatti 101 chassis to be presented at the Turin Motor Show. Unable to provide financial resources, Exner attempted to resurrect Stutz, an American manufacturer of luxury cars that went bankrupt in 1935. Bugatti's aircraft parts production line was sold to Hispano-Suiza in 1963, which also switched from automobile manufacturing to aircraft parts supply. Snecma took control in 1968. Snecma, which later purchased Messier, merged the two companies under the name Messier Bugatti in 1977.